Hi, Recovery Girls. I'm Lynn. You will notice this beautiful white bandage I have on my head. I had a skin surgery today. I actually had a basal cell carcinoma cut out of my head. And as I was having this done today, there was a lot of waiting time in between cuts and having it reviewed by pathology and so on. So I started thinking about how this relates to recovery. And it made me think of step 6, which is we were entirely ready to have God remove all defects of character. And, I was entirely ready to have this thing removed. It was in my scalp. It was protruding a little bit. It was really gross. I kept asking my friends and my kids to look at it, and they were grossed out. And so I think they were entirely ready to have this thing removed. But as I started thinking about step 6, I thought about all the things that I wasn't ready to give up for in recovery in the beginning. I wasn't ready to give up certain character defects because, quite frankly, some of them were fun and enticing, and I thought life would be boring without them. But really, they became defects of character because they were no longer serving me well. So after I went through a step 4 and I listed several things that were causing me trouble, a fear inventory, just an inventory of my life, I started seeing patterns of behavior and how those affected other people, how they affected me, and how in turn I would start feeling guilt about that. Guilt was such a big one. And I would then go into my addictive behaviors, my isms, and therefore working step 4 and 5 got me to a place where I started to see those character flaws or defects for what they were. And then I was able to finally, after some time, it did not happen overnight, I was able to have those defects of character, bring them to God and have them removed. And so today, as I was having this mole removed, or this basal cell carcinoma, I was just thinking how it took me so long to actually make the appointment because there was no urgency to it, which led me to think of one of my big character defects is procrastination. And there are times when procrastination can certainly serve me well, but most of the time, procrastination does not serve me well. And in this case, had I let that go for a really long time, it would have spread. Probably locally, it wouldn't have most likely spread to other organs. Could have, but the chances of basal cell carcinoma doing that are not great. But still, it would have been more of a nuisance, bigger scar. And so procrastination in this case did not serve me well. So that's a character flaw, character defect that I have to work on and really decide, am I entirely ready to have God remove those defects of character? So as you think through maybe what yours are, maybe you're ready to work a 4th and a 5th step, and then move on to the 6th step. I hope that you will you'll start feeling freer from knowing that those things that might have been serving you at some point well are not serving you well, and that you would be entirely ready to have God remove those defects of character from your life, and so you can get healthier and become more whole. I hope you will be able to turn your life and your will over to the care of God and then watch for the miracles.